Lords of the Fallen. Yeah, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Today I got a reaction video. Now, I typically do my reactions, right, for Spider-Man 2, but that's cool, bro, because next week, we finally get the game. But today's not about that. Today is not about that. Today is about Lords of the Fallen. Now, I have played Elden Ring, and I haven't played any of the Dark Souls games, so do not get mad at me of that. But I respect them. I know they're kind and dear to people's hearts, and games like this always get compared to games like that. But to me, Elden Ring was my first Dark Souls type of game, and I mess with it so much. I can't wait for the DLC. It will be on the channel for sure. That's like one of my favorite Souls games, completely. Today I got Lords of the Fallen. Now, Lords of the Fallen is kind of like a Dark Souls game. I didn't know they had like I didn't know that there was a Lords of the Fallen that came out in 2014, I think, and they just basically did a whole reboot of the game. And I seen a little bit of it, but today we're gonna react to it because I was thinking about getting this game and playing it on the channel for sure, but probably like after we get through Spider-Man, because once that comes out, it's gonna be non-stop Spider-Man content because, you know, I want to beat the game and get through the story. But I was thinking of playing this on the channel. Now I'm probably gonna play like put a couple videos of this on the channel. Elden Ring is where I'm a really like consistently put videos of that on the channel. But just in case you didn't buy the game today, because it did came out today, just in case you didn't buy the game today, me and you are gonna react to see if we actually really want the game or not. You guys can tell me what you guys like about the game, what you guys don't like about the game. If you already have it, do you advise me to get it? Do you advise me to play it? What you like and stuff like that. What are you hoping for? This video we reacted to specifically comes from our good boys at IGN. I reacted to, you know, your videos on the channel multiple times before. I love y'all. Please do not copyright me. Because I don't know how that, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I love y'all. But we're just gonna check this out. It's a review. It's a full review, but it's gameplay too. So we're just gonna react to it and see if we want to give our, you know what I'm saying, thoughts on it and everything. So let's go.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. While 2014's Lords of the Fallen was one of the earliest to take a stab at recreating From Software's Lightning in a Bottle, it didn't quite hit that high mark. Nearly a decade and about 1 million Souls-like
Bro, already it looks good.
There's perhaps no better
like, I like
for
this
its follow-up to take a second swipe. And thankfully, this new Lords of the Fallen confidently lands its strike. Its dual world is absolutely awesome to explore.
You know what's
crazy?
Build
crafting is diverse and complex, and combat is so smooth and satisfying that I'm willing to forgive.
Bro, you know what's crazy? I'm only going to be pausing a couple times in the video, but you know what's crazy is like games like this, bro. You get so invested in. You get so like I got so invested into Elden Ring. I'm talking about like from the lore, from, you know what I'm saying, the items, the armor sets and everything, the story. I got so invested into that. Like literally my whole feed of my social media was straight up Elden Ring. And it's starting to happen again for Lords of the Fallen. So I love games. I love Dark Souls games, especially games like this where it's like you could just get into this world and fall in and just, my bad, I hit the mic. You can get into this world and just explore for hours and hours and hours and hours, bro.
All the ways it cribs from its contemporaries. Some pretty severe.
And another thing, I love boss designs. Like I love how they're created. It's so epic in like these games and stuff like that. They be pissing me off when I can't, you know, beat them as far as like, you know, but and all. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I love the design and stuff like that. You could tell someone literally like was drawing this. You know what I mean?
Performance issues and bugs, as well as disappointingly easy boss fights, means this latest thrust isn't quite a fatal blow, but even so, I expect to spend many more hours impaling enemies and exploring every nook of its cleverly split world.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Exploring. Why do we
Lords
fall?
of the Fallen is yet another action RPG Souls-like, complete with an unsettling fantasy setting, other players invading your game, and of course,
Players can
lots of
invade your
dying.
game, like Elden Ring.
A lot is borrowed from FromSoft classics, but there's also quite a bit of unique stuff to get excited about too. That includes things like some super cool dual reality shenanigans, or a nifty magical lamp.
He just picked up that
lets you
item
float
and it
the
just
souls
he
right
just
out
got
of your enemies.
eaten by something. What the heck was that?
Those who played the original
You could
Lords of
really
the
be
Fallen
Shane
will
Tsung in here.
definitely hear NPCs talk about some familiar setting lore,
The time of Adir's righteous return is nigh.
or see really cool and recognizable sights like this giant outstretched hand
I
of a
love
fallen
games
god in
like
the
this. Look at
distance.
that, bro.
But this is essentially a reboot rather than a sequel. The fresh
Okay.
story it tells using refurbished bits is much better than its predecessor too, with
Who's
a world
that?
that feels much more fleshed out. There's some interesting characters here and there, and some cool lore.
Man,
as you
who
meet
the heck?
various factions that
Who is this? Y'all see this? Who is this right here? Who is this right here? You see this? This spider stick man, slender guy looking thing? What the heck? And he just standing right. Okay, clearly he's a prisoner or something like that.
you can side with or work against.
You know full well the agony Gerlinda can inflict on you.
Even if that stuff sometimes feels buried under a mountain of generic dark fantasy
My
gobbledygook.
goodness.
Though Lords of the Fallen certainly borrows a lot from its genre peers in this way,
Oh yeah, I heard that. Like the little lamp or whatever is like a, it's like a peer into another reality and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool and very unique. Obviously no other game is doing that and stuff like that. So I love that uniqueness when it comes to it.
its biggest original idea is also its best.
Yeah, talk
Axiom,
about
the
it.
physical land most people perceive, lies atop this ghostly world of dark abominations and creepy eyeballs called Umbral, which you can swap
This
to
multiplayer?
using a magic
Y'all see the dude's health bar?
As you
That's
run
definitely
around
a
killing
online
bosses
dude.
and kicking scrubs off of ledges, you'll need to navigate both, which adds a really novel new way to explore the environment. For example, a broken bridge might block your progress in the normal
Oh, okay,
world,
okay.
but be crossable in Umbral.
So you
This
really gotta
mechanic
be
has
you really gotta be on your
enormous
toes.
impact
You really gotta be on your
every
toes.
aspect of Lords of the Fallen. From combat where normally imperceivable enemies become a major threat when you enter Umbral, to exploration, since each area essentially has two versions, warranting multiple runs through the same section to see what you missed.
Yeah. That's actually really cool. Basically the whole game is like
It's a shame, though, that
Two-
Lords of
like,
the Fallen doesn't quite seem capable
has
of
two
supporting
designs.
its cross-dimensional ambitions from a technical standpoint, as it suffers from some pretty serious performance issues. Even with my GeForce RTX 4090 GPU and Ryzen 9 7950X 3D CPU,
Yeah, that dude had to
encountered
flex on it.
stuttering and
He had to
drop
flex on
frames
us.
on a regular basis.
We see you, bro.
Especially after prolonged sessions, and those problems were shared in some form or another by everyone I played with. It's
Oh,
especially
it's lag.
frustrating when lost frames lead to taking hits I otherwise may have avoided, or when my co-op partners got killed after their game turned into a slideshow during
this dude is
multiplayer.
lagging like crazy. Did y'all just
I'm not usually one
He
to
just-
whinge about performance
that's crazy.
benchmarks or less than perfect frame rates, but these were so consistent and impossible to ignore that it was like eating a delicious meal with a severe toothache.
You said it was
Thankfully,
possible
Lords of the
to
Fallen's
ignore?
otherwise lovely areas are still a ton of fun to explore when its frame rate manages to behave, from the fiery ashes of the city of Calrath to the treacherous steps of a monastery in the mountains. Level design is some of the best of the genre in recent memory, with interesting and often breathtaking environments, tons of secrets to discover, and loads of unique enemies to fight, introduced one at a time.
I just
via
love
mini boss
Bro,
fights.
that's the thing I love about these games, dude, is the setting when you fight these bosses like this, bro. Like obviously you don't be thinking about it when you be fighting them, like in the moment and stuff like that, because you're trying to focus. But if you could just take yourself out of it and look from from the outside, the setting in which y'all are fighting is top tier, bro. Dude, that reminds me, bro. I don't know if y'all like on Eldering. There's this one boss. I forgot what he was called. I think he was called like the serpent or something like that. And that's how you got the sword of blasphemy or whatever. Or was he called blasphemy? I don't know. But you got the sword with like all the little hands or whatever. Hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. All my Dark Soul players, all my Elden Ring players, back me up on this. Cause I'm a part of the community. But look, what you know how when you first get to them and that whole setting y'all are fighting at, y'all cannot tell me that doesn't look like somebody straight up just drew that shit. Like clearly somebody drew that shit, bro. That looked extremely beautiful to fight at. And it's like, and then there was the Red Wolf. The Red Wolf is probably my favorite boss to fight just because of the setting and how aesthetically everything was pleasing, bro. I love the setting. It makes the world so more immersive. It makes the game's universe so more immersive. I fuck with that shit.
Fights throughout the roughly 40-hour campaign. Taking down armies of wretched skeletal abominations is a lively whirlwind of blades and flails.
I wonder how the parry system is, if it's like top tier.
More smoothly than the vast majority.
Because this dude, he parried like twice, so
that dance feels extremely conventional at this point.
This dude taking some shots, isn't he?
Ronnie Bruiser wielding the all reliable.
So you got the Hollow Knight. You got the that one werewolf thing. And you got this dude.
Sword and board, this quick and
now, bro, we're usually with me, what I made in Elden Ring, the only reason why I'm comparing everything to Elden Ring is because literally that was the first Dark Souls game I played. Usually in Elden Ring, my dude was a mix of magic and also strength and also defense. Like I always had a shield on me with like a what you got, wand, whatever you want to call it, and my magic was top tier, but I also had like really strong weapons and stuff like that. So I'm kind of like in between. So if I do play this, I don't know which way I would want to go.
Precise Bloodborne dude, or a variety
like if I want to do
magic users with
if I want to do magic or
like covering levels in fire and lava or blessing you and your
or straight up get up close and personal
effects. It's also great that many of the areas you'll fight your way through are legitimately challenging, often filled with elite enemies who swarm you
hopefully
with
it's high rewards too.
Claustrophobic environments that have numerous ways to get yourself killed. Really, the only issue is that enemies are as dumb as a bag of hair, which isn't exactly a unique
dumb as a
problem
bag
in the
of
genre,
hair.
But it's always amusing to see these morons try to figure out
this
how to
is
navigate the
comparison
world's
is
geometry,
crazy.
only to stand in place as you stab them repeatedly.
What freaking sword did he got?
Not content with just being awesome for exploration, your magical lamp and its relationship to the parallel umbral realm
what the heck?
is also quite useful in combat. Primarily,
You can just go through fire like that if you use a little lamp?
to rip out an enemy's soul, stopping them
So
in
you
their
really gotta
tracks,
just
and providing
use the
a
lamp,
time
like
to dish
aiming
out
it
damage.
everywhere.
Also, some enemies will have supernatural resistance that makes them nigh invincible. The only remedy being using your lamp to cast light on nearby hidden eyeballs to strip them of that protection. Finding ways to play with the dual reality swapping during combat really drives home just how dope that mechanic is.
Souls like a boss.
Obviously, no Souls-like would be complete without epic boss fights against disgusting
Hell yeah.
monstrosities.
Man,
Lords of the Fallen have
huh?
some cool ones.
That was a dragon? You fighting a dragon?
Unfortunately, unlike the levels preceding them, they're not very challenging at all. Every boss comes at you with slow and telegraphed moves, surprisingly reasonable health bars, and plenty of breaks in the action to heal up thanks to the simple AI, making death a pretty rare occurrence against them. It's still entertaining to take on enormous beasts.
It still looks
despite
beautiful.
them being pushovers, but even some of the more unique fights seem subpar compared to the bar set by recent Souls-likes.
I mean, it is a reboot, so it's like
There's also just a
I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a part
sizable
2,
layer
bro.
of jank around this otherwise awesome package. I saw a few game crashes, had cool combat encounters ruined when enemies got stuck helplessly in the environment, was locked out of certain button commands like blocking for stretches of time, and more.
I think,
Sometimes
but games like
Lords of the
this, like,
Fallen has original Dark Souls energy in a pretty unflattering way.
I think
Playing with a
with games
friend
like
can
this,
make
that's
some
just
of
a
those
risk.
rough edges even more noticeable.
Plus, like, I'm pretty sure since it came out today, right? Since it came out today, I'm pretty sure like there's gonna be like a day one patch or just a patch in general that's gonna fix a lot of these crashes or whatever, you know.
Since it introduces other questionable quirks, like how co-op partners are tethered to the host and get teleported if they stray too far, which is accompanied by a
Really?
loading screen. But those loading screens often take just long enough for the host to have traveled out of sight again by the time you load back in, leading to yet another loading screen. But teaming up with a friend is still a good time, and what I've
Okay.
played of New Game Plus so far has me and my squad quite excited to go back through some of the areas and
Okay, so they
enemies
got a New Game
with
Plus.
lore, a whole new skill tree to experiment with, and of course, more difficult baddies to slay. That increased difficulty hasn't made any of the boss fights very challenging yet, which is a bummer, but the stretches between them are worth it on their own.
Verdict. This dude looked
Lords
like
of the Fallen is a great Souls-like, and its killer new idea
Viking, a
of swapping
true
between
Viking.
two versions of the world to solve puzzles and slay enemies is an excellent twist to set it apart from the pack. That concept is unfortunately hamstrung a bit by numerous, highly annoying technical challenges and weak boss fights. But awesome explorable areas and fantastic build crafting more than make up for those shortcomings. If,
Okay.
like me, you're a sucker for a quality action RPG,
Hell
even
yeah.
amid a clear overabundance
Oh,
of
they
them,
rated it
then
8?
this reboot is well worth your time. For
all right. So the game does very look promising, and I definitely mess with it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably am gonna buy it, and I'm definitely gonna buy it and try it out and have a couple videos on the channel for this game for sure. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys, cause y'all probably have it. So let me know what build I should get. Let me know what's the best weapons in the game. Let me know you know what I'm saying, what you guys are maining and stuff like that. Where all the secrets are and shit like that. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications. The next video will be Spider-Man 2, bruh. So much hype for this channel has been built on it. So when that series come, man, make sure all y'all like the series and you know what I'm saying, watch it and share for real. And if you new, sub, bruh, sub. Trust me, it's gonna be a good time. I'll see y'all later. Be safe.